If you went through childhood trauma, here is something you do when it comes to talking about your childhood. I've worked with almost 1,000 clients, and I would say 75% of them repeat this. I ask them about their parents, and they say, my parents did the best with what they had, or my parents did the best they knew how to do. Let's unpack. Firstly, that's not something that you learned. That's something that you were told. That's something that your parents told you and you said, "Sir, yes, sir." And you believed it. You took that in at face value and now it's a core belief. My parents did the best they did with what they had. Or whatever the saying is. People will make excuses for their parents, usually the same excuses that their parents told them. But they will say, well, my mother had a bad childhood too. My father suffered with addiction, so I can see how they treated me the way they did. Which is sad to hear, right? Firstly, you're making the same excuses that they told you. But secondly, you're trying to protect your inner child and make yourself believe you had better parents and a safer, loving childhood, which you didn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching my videos. And here's how we solidify that. Maybe you experienced physical abuse as a child, but you say, well, my mother, she was physically abused too by her parents, so I can see how she passed it on, and I don't blame her for it. You were also physically abused. Would you abuse a child? What you're doing is holding on to the good bits of parenting that they did and forget about the bad stuff to feel like we had safer, loving childhoods. It's time to write down the way you think your parents are and the way they actually were and see if there's any evidence that they link. Healing is something you deserve.